Thanks for everything, Jin. I'll leave the rest to you.
Yes, sir. Seriously? My name is Jin Kato, and I'm a 25-year-old office worker. And right now, my mind feels like it's completely blank. I was just told that I'll be transferring jobs. Starting next month, I'll be working in a new location that takes 3 hours to get to from here by car. I do believe that the new environment will help out my future career. And honestly, I don't have that much attachment to the office here. There's just one big problem. Good morning, Koharu.
Good morning.
She's just as beautiful as always today. I guess I won't get to admire her for much longer. Is this okay?
Can I help you?
Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Her name was Koharu Shiomi, and she worked the reception desk. We were the same age, and I had a pretty massive crush on her. But she always seemed kind of aloof, and never seemed to show any interest in me. I figured saying anything to her would only bother her, so I kept my mouth shut about my feelings for her. Should I really just end up transferring without telling her? You know what? Tomorrow, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell her I'm leaving and that I like her. That's what I told myself anyway, but I couldn't bring myself to actually do it. Before I knew it, it was my last day at the office. If I don't do this today, I might regret it forever. I should at least tell her that I'm leaving. It doesn't matter if she likes me back or not. Disappearing without saying anything isn't right.
Good night.
Have a good night, Koharu. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? Me?
Gonna be transferring to a new office.
I see.
She seems just as disinterested as always. I guess she really just doesn't care. I never had a chance with her, huh? Sorry to bother you.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow.
What?
For just a moment, her eyes sprang open in shock.
Is that so? Well, I wish you all the best at your new workplace.
Thank you. In the end, I didn't manage to tell her my feelings. All I said was that I was leaving. It was time to say goodbyes to the place that treated me well for the last 3 years. Here, I got you a souvenir from Osaka.
Thank you.
It's been a week since I started working at the new office. Everyone here is nice and hardworking, and I feel really blessed to be able to join them here.
You really nailed that contract right away, just as I expected from someone who came all the way from HQ.
It's all thanks to everyone's help here.
And so modest, too. I'd expect someone young like you to act much more stuck up.
That was Sari Natsukawa, my new boss 4 years my senior.
All right, let's celebrate by going out for drinks. I want to continue that conversation we were having earlier, too.
Hey, it's not nice to tease your subordinates.
I'm not teasing. I just want the best for you, honest. I may be a weirdo, but I give good advice, you know.
What kind of opinion do you have of yourself?
Yeah, you seem like someone who gives good advice to me.
Anyway, let's meet up at the usual place after work, okay?
Sounds good. In addition to her looks that could rival a famous actress, Sari also had a genuine air of friendship about her. She was like the big sister of the office that everyone seemed to want to spill their problems to. And after my lips were loosened by a couple drinks, I ended up telling her about Koharu. I'd never tell anyone else about it before, and it honestly felt kind of nice to open up a bit. I feel like I'm gonna end up oversharing again tonight.
Looks like we're gonna have a busy afternoon today.
Yeah.
All this work conversation is giving me a headache. Let's talk about something fun. Oh, I know. Tell me more about that receptionist girl.
But it's the middle of the day.
Do you want to go on a date?
I can't answer that right away. A date, huh? Something standing like an aquarium might be fun. Bar hopping with her could be really enjoyable too. Maybe collecting shrine stamps. Nah, that would be a bit too nerdy. Oh, what's the point of thinking about it in the first place? Not like it would ever happen anyway.
Alright, we've had enough fun, but back to the grind. We'll talk more about this another time.
We paid the check and left the cafe. As I was whispering to myself to psych myself up for the upcoming workday ahead, I heard her voice call out from behind me.
Excuse me.
How can I help you?
Koharu?
Oh, the receptionist from HQ!
I'm gonna be his wife someday.
What?
Jin's wife. Because Wait, what am I saying?
Why are you here, Koharu? What do you mean by all that?
this was just a big coincidence. I was just going on a little trip, you know? I didn't actually expect to see you. Anyway, good luck with your work, bye!
Hey! What was that about? Is that really the same Koharu just now? Her face was completely red and she looked incredibly flustered. I was so preoccupied with trying to figure everything out that I couldn't focus on work at all that afternoon. What's so funny?
You're lucky to have such a good excuse for why you were so unproductive today. You made it sound like it was so one-sided, but it turns out she felt the same way. How about it?
I'm sure that's not what she meant.
Why do you say that? Wasn't she supposed to be at work today? This area isn't exactly a prime day trip spot, you know. And she just happened to be in the cafe right near her office right around lunchtime? Yeah, I don't buy it. And the most damning evidence of all, she literally said that she wanted to be your wife. How do you explain that anyway? She definitely noticed me there. My guess is, her fight or flight response kicked in and she felt pressured to shout her feelings for you right then and there.
I guess that seems kinda plausible. I can't even wrap my head around the idea of her liking me back. But she definitely said that she was gonna be my wife. And she was clutching my arm. Ugh, I don't get it.
Hey, what are you two talking about?
Yeah, you gotta hear this.
Hey, hold on! Don't tell everyone! That day, I was the talk of the whole office. Everyone else agreed with her interpretation that she was definitely into me. It all served to get my hopes up even more. However...
So, I bet you're kicking yourself for not saying anything to her earlier, right?
You can say that again. I didn't have any Koharu's contact information. So, there was no way I'd ever see her again to ask her what she really meant by all that.
Wait a sec.
What?
Crap! My life is over! What's the matter with me?
Koharu? While walking down the alley of bars near my office on my way back to the station, I noticed Koharu drunkenly staggering and glancing around. Is everything okay?
Jean, no? Yep, everything's fine.
You look like you were searching for something.
It's not really.
Did you lose something? You have been looking intently all over the ground.
Well, actually...
She gave up and told me what was bothering her. She was drinking around this area and somehow she dropped her wallet and her phone. Saori and I decided to help her out, and the three of us went looking for them. We turned over the bar she visited from corner to corner, but came up empty-handed. Finally, we headed to the police station, and it turned out a concerned bystander had found her items and decided to turn them in. We were all glad that she was able to get her stuff back. But, in that moment of calm, there was one more problem.
Thank you so much for everything.
No problem. So are you staying the night around here?
Oh, yeah, about that.
It turned out that she just came here on a spur-of-the-moment decision. Didn't actually book anything beforehand. She figured she'd end up getting a few drinks, walk around, and find something. Then she lost her phone and things didn't end up like she was hoping at all. She had absolutely nowhere to stay for the night.
Usually when people travel, they decide on their accommodations before they leave, you know.
Oh, but,
It couldn't be more obvious now. So, Jean, you're not gonna let this poor girl spend the night in the cold, right?
Me?
I don't think my husband would be happy if I brought over a sudden guest. And besides, the two of us only just met today. We barely even know each other, right? I think it's better if she stays with someone she is already familiar with from her previous job. Sounds fun, right? I bet you two have a lot of catching up to do. And you don't want her to pay out the butt for something at times like this, do you? Unless you have a better idea.
Well... She was definitely trying to play wing woman here. She knew this might be my last chance to tell Koharu my feelings. I guess not. As long as Koharu was okay with it, that is.
Good. Now that that's settled, it's time for this third wheel to be rolling on home. Good night, you two. Tell me how it goes.
Let me lead the way then.
Thanks.
And that was how Koharu somehow ended up back at my place that night. That was crazy enough on its own. Hey, Koharu. You mind moving a bit more to your left? But I was in full panic mode. I couldn't even think. A drunken Koharu was fidgeting around and pressing her mattress up to mine. I couldn't help but think all the new faces she showed me today. And while I was thinking about all that, when I strained my ears, I thought I heard her whispering something.
This was so bad. I really don't want to leave.
Huh? She really does have feelings for me. No, the other shoe's gonna come crashing down somehow. I'm sure. But no matter how much I tried to play devil's advocate, I couldn't come up with another explanation. Why else would she come to this town? Eventually, I gave up on that line of thought. It didn't matter what her reasons were for coming here. It was enough for me that I was able to see her again, right? And all I could do was focus on how I felt about all this. With guilt in my eyes, I turned to look at her sleeping face. No matter how you looked at it, I was in love with her. Something smells amazing. I was awoken to a tantalizing smell and headed toward the living room. What?
Good morning.
What's all this for?
Thank you, I guess. I took up a lot of your time last night. After everything that happened, I was drinking alone, and I felt so scared, and one thing led to another. Oh, I can make more miso soup if you want.
Thank you. I remembered again about what she said about being my wife. Seeing her standing in my kitchen like this, I couldn't think. I spontaneously let out my heart's deepest desire. I want to be together with you.
Huh?
I know the two of us live so far apart, but I want our hearts to be connected as one. I've loved you for so long. I still love you so much.
Where's this coming from all of a sudden?
She turned to face me, but thankfully she still had the presence of mind to turn off the stove first. I feel like if I let this opportunity go now, I'll never be able to tell you again. I love you, Koharu.
I always loved you too. You always seem so serious and hardworking. But then I'd catch these scatterbrained glances sometimes. But more than anything, you just seemed so kind and reliable, and you captured my heart. Even now, I love you. I couldn't forget about you.
You mean it?
Yes. I just couldn't never say it. And then you suddenly told me you were transferring. I just thought, oh, I guess we never had the chance, huh?
Why not?
I don't know. You told me you were leaving the next day and I'd never see you again. I was just like, well, this is typical. I didn't think not being able to see you every day would be so painful. After you left, I just started to feel so strange. Before I knew it, I'd just become so dependent on you always being there. I needed to see you bad, that my feet started moving before my brain could process it.
So, you couldn't tell me because you liked me so much? But why'd you come all the way out here?
And then I saw you together with that beautiful woman, and my mouth just started moving without even registering what I was saying.
Yeah, that's my boss, sorry. But Koharu, let me tell you this one more time. You're the only one I love.
I love you too. I had no idea being apart from you would hurt so much.
Well, you can rest easy now. We'll be together for the rest of our lives. And that was how my nearly abandoned love ended up blossoming. But, can I ask you one thing?
Sure. Where'd that apron come from? Oh, I brought it with me. On the minuscule chance I ended up at your house. I was really hoping I could cook for you.
What?
I guess we won't see each other for a while after this. I'll fill out a transfer request form, but I don't know if I'll actually be able to come here.
Don't worry, I'll go and visit you next time. I think I'll be able to fit in a trip some weekend or another.
Even though I live so far away?
You did the same for me, didn't you? Besides, it's only 3 hours. I could spend that time in a flash just thinking about you.
Yeah?
Seeing her blush like that is making me blush too.
Well, 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 if it isn't Jean and Koharu.
Sorry, what a coincidence.
Have fun, you two, and I'll be seeing you around, right, Koharu?
I hope so. Phew.
What is it?
I was just relieved seeing Saori with another guy. I mean, I know she's not that type of person, of course, but it's still kind of a relief, you know?
The layers of her cool demeanor continued to peel off, and it revealed the true worrying and sensitive heart inside that she was beginning to lay bare to me. All I've been able to think about lately is how cute she is. Now I want to know more about her. Don't worry, I'll never have eyes for anyone else but you.
I feel the same way.
And a few years later, the two of us, well, that's a story for another day.
Hello! Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. See you all next time.